Hello everyone, welcome to GooCampus. This is Ashwini with you. So in this video, we're going to answer the most burning question that's going on currently, MBBS India or MBBS abroad. So we are going to do a very quick comparison of these two because of course when you talk about MBBS abroad, it is like an ocean. So many countries, so many colleges in these countries, so it's difficult to really cover everything in one video. But because we come across so many FMGs in our day-to-day working, because I'm sure most of you know by now, we assist doctors to go to USA, UK and Australia for their higher studies. So every day we meet so many foreign medical graduates. So I'm just going to give you all a quick comparison. Of course, if you want country-wise, college-wise details, then you need to talk to us one-on-one. We'll be happy to assist you. So quickly, starting with the video now. Now, most of the parents have this concern about the duration of MBBS program. Let's say if you talk about duration MBBS in India and MBBS abroad, MBBS in India, most of you know it's 4.5 plus 1 year of internship, so it makes up to 5.5 years of total course. MBBS abroad, I'm talking about countries like Russia, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Georgia, these kind of countries. Please have in mind, I'm not talking about US, UK or Australia here. So in these countries, the MBBS will go somewhere between 5 to 6 years. Again, it varies by country. So as I mentioned before, we'll have to talk to you one-on-one to understand your interest and suggest you which is better for you. Now talking about admission process, for MBBS in India, NEET is very much required. And if you want to secure an MBBS seat in India, in government medical colleges or private merit seat or private medical colleges, then your rank also has to be really good. So it's highly competitive here. Otherwise, you have to go for the management NRI seats, which we know are on a higher side. But when it comes to MBBS abroad, NEET is required, but this is just for the eligibility. Like, there is no complication of getting the best possible rank and all that. If you just get qualified, it's enough. Now, there are some countries, some universities where without NEET also admissions are happening. So we will talk about that later. So now talking about the complexity of admission process, of course, India is a little complex because you need to participate in the counseling rounds. You have to first register, you have to pay the required registration fees, some counselings have caution deposit, and you need to go through round 1, round 2, mop-up round, stray vacancy. There are multiple rounds and every round has got a different option entry, guideline, rules, penalties and all that. It's a little complicated admission process. When it comes to MBBS abroad, the admission process is very easy because you just have to shortlist a college and the rest of whole thing is managed by us. So it's easier admission process when it comes to MBBS abroad. Now talking about the cost, the tuition fees, when you talk about India, you have different options. As I just mentioned, you have government seat, you have private merit seat, you have management seat, you have NRI seat. It varies based on your requirement, based on your convenience, your comfort and based on your NEET rank, you can choose what works for you. Now starting from 25,000 per annum fee structure, from there you have colleges going till 40-45 lakh per annum. That's about India. Now talking about MBBS abroad, here we have colleges which will start from 2.5 lakh per annum. From here there are colleges going till 5 lakh or 5.5 lakh per annum. So on the whole, the total package, you can finish your MBBS within 20 to 40 lakh, the total package. Of course, beyond this, you will have your accommodation expenses, flight expenses. So all that again, as I said, university to university things change. We can talk about it when we are talking one-on-one. Now talking about number of MBBS seats, in India, we have 1,18,000 MBBS seats. Now talking about MBBS abroad, there is no clarity because so many countries, so many universities and so many seats there. So there's no fixed number as such, but yes, there are enough number of seats when it comes to MBBS abroad. Medium of instruction, in India it is English. Talking about MBBS abroad, it is mostly English, but in few countries and a few universities, local language is mandatory, at least when you have to learn slowly side by side so that in your final years it will be helpful for you. But otherwise mostly the medium is English. Now talking about recognition, all medical colleges in India are recognized by NMC and WHO mostly. Even when it comes to MBBS abroad, please verify if the medical colleges that you've shortlisted, is it recognized by NMC, WHO, FMGE? It's really important because now you don't think it's a big deal. But after you don't want to stop at MBBS, right? There is a lot of studies that you need to do even after MBBS. So then it shouldn't become a problem. So please verify the recognition now. Talking about quality of education, you get best of training in India, especially in government medical colleges. you get excellent training. But when it comes to private or deemed, it varies, depends from university to university. We have some universities which are top notch, which can even compete with government medical colleges. We have some which are not that good. So it depends from university to university when it comes to private. When it comes to MBBS abroad, here the quality of education again varies widely by university and country. It depends from college to college. So the best is to speak to someone who's passed out the college to analyze the quality of education. And also your FMGE pass percentage you can check if you want to really understand how the training and coaching is. Now talking about clinical exposure, in India, you get excellent clinical exposure in good government colleges. Of course, in private colleges, again, it varies. In some private colleges, again, you have excellent clinical exposure. In some private colleges, there's hardly any. Now, when it comes to MBBS abroad, when we talk about clinical exposure, it's kind of maybe limited, but again, it varies by countries. Now, talking about FMGE exam, let's say if you're an MBBS graduate from India, FMGE is not required, right? You directly qualify, you directly take entry to, once your MBBS done, you're directly eligible to write your NEET PG. There is no FMGE exam. Now, when it comes to MBBS abroad, it is mandatory that you have to pass your FMGE exam to practice medicine in India. And we all know the FMGE pass percentage, it is anywhere between 20 to 30%. So it's a little challenging exam. Talking about postgraduate opportunities, as I just mentioned above, you finish your MBBS, and we've seen so many students who tell, no, I wrote my NEET PG exam in my internship here, but I still got a good rank and all that stuff. So basically, once you're done with your MBBS, you can take direct entry to NEET PG here. And if your good rank happens, or if you're able to take up a management NRI seat, even if you just qualify, you can get into PG specialty immediately. But immediately after your MBBS. But when it comes to MBBS abroad, there is no immediate direct entry as such. You still have to come back. If you want to practice medicine in India, you have to come back, you have to clear FMGE, you have to do your internship, and then you're eligible to write your NEET PG exam. Talking about international exposure, when it comes to MBBS in India, it's a little limited because you're mostly there within scope here, you're busy doing your work here, so international exposure is quite limited unless you register for various programs that happens. When it comes to MBBS abroad, you do get, it's a good for cultural and global medical exposure. You get good international exposure when you choose MBBS abroad. Now that is a slight comparison between MBBS India and abroad. Now when you decide or when you think of MBBS abroad, think long term. Now you have to visualize, what you want. Now before you choose your MBBS abroad, before you decide to pursue MBBS from other countries like Russia, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Philippines, so many countries, it's crucial to think beyond just the undergraduate degree, because you don't stop at MBBS, right? No one stops at MBBS. You are going to do your further studies. Whether your goal is to do your postgraduate studies in India, the UK, USA, Australia, Germany, or elsewhere, understanding the long-term implications now can save you from major setbacks later. Let's say if I have to just give you a brief, key considerations for Indian students studying abroad is many students, because we meet so many students, as I said, loss of state quota eligibility, that is the domicile state quota eligibility for your India NEET PG entry. You may lose eligibility for state government quota seats in NEET PG. Again, each state has different rules for foreign medical graduate students. This is often a very painful surprise for students and parents who were unaware at the time of choosing MBBS abroad, because you only thought about MBBS at that point of time, but you didn't think about what after MBBS. So please check your state counseling rules once so that you have more clarity and you know for PG how you have to handle, how you have to strategize. Now, and second thing is internship requirement for PG abroad. Now, if you're planning to do your medical PG, that is your medical higher training in the UK or Australia, keep in mind, if you've not done internship in your MBBS abroad college, or if you haven't passed FMGE and done internship in your home country, you will need to apply for internship programs in these countries, like Foundation Year 1, that is FY1 in the UK, internship that is for 2 years, FY1 and FY2. If it's Australia, you have to apply for PGY1 in Australia, that is Postgraduate Year 1. For international medical graduates, that is for IMGs, securing these internship positions in the UK or Australia is extremely competitive and very, very challenging. Hence, so if you've decided that this is your route, then you know how to work, what to start with, what is the requirement, and plan your things accordingly. Now we've seen many foreign medical graduates, that is many FMGs today, find themselves stuck. Now some are unable to clear FMGE, which is required for them to practice medicine in India, because only after that you can do your internship and then you can get licensed to practice in India. Some are unable to clear, and we've seen many others who've cleared PLAB but are struggling to secure an FY1, that is internship position in the UK, which is mandatory to secure full GMC registration. Similarly, we've seen instances with Australia also. So it's important to note that clerkship or observership are not equivalent to internship when it comes to other countries' application process. So please verify that as well if you have some time now. Now, having said that, I would also talk about the positive side of it. I would like to bring to your notice that MBBS abroad can be a great opportunity for students who are really passionate to achieve their medical dreams. And we have seen personally, and let's say I have seen personally, many dedicated FMG students who go on to achieve great success. Whether it's students from India or students from there, we've seen FMG students getting into training pathways and achieving great success in the UK or Australia. Let's say some of them have, like the couple of students that whom I've seen, some of them have simultaneously cleared PLAB and FMGE exam as they were building their portfolio building, and they were doing in the job and they were busy in the job application process. They've also finished with internship in India, and they've gone there from the junior doctor level onwards. And we've also seen few students, let's say recently, just last month, we had few students who passed AMC Part 1 exam, and now this July they're working hard to clear their FMG exam as well. So once they clear this, they will get into internship here, plus they will wait for their AMC Part 2 slot, plus they will start building the portfolio. You can do this, it's not impossible. And we've also seen many foreign medical graduates who have cleared USMLE Step 1 and Step 2 during medical school itself. And we've seen a few determined doctors who've even managed to secure FY1 internship in the UK. So now, having shown you both the plus side and the minus side, I would like to conclude by saying that everything is possible if you are focused and well prepared. Now, we are sharing this information well in advance so that you can start planning your career path early. Because many FMG students we see, they come back, they spend 2 years, 3 years to crack FMG, and then again 1-2 years to do internship. There is so much of time that goes into this, right? So you need to understand the challenges well in advance and make informed decisions about your future. Then, yes, you can navigate your career and you can go to the next stages faster. So the summary of this video is, don't rush into a decision of finalizing college, university, just because a college promises an easy admission process or a low fees, or some student who's there in second year, third year, now he's saying, yeah, this college is good, come. No. Please do thorough research by yourself on the university. It's your studies. Please do thorough research on the university and find out, get the details of passed out students from those universities. See where they are. Do long-term planning. It is important, and all these things are essential to avoid regret later. Of course, the next is proposed, that is the National Exit Test is proposed to replace both FMGE and NEET PG in the future with a common exam for both Indian and foreign medical graduates. However, we all know the timeline for this implementation is still quite uncertain. It's not very clear. So until then, FMGs must still pass FMGE exam to practice medicine in India. So we are happy to provide all the information you need about a particular university, or if you want us to give you some contacts of students who are passed out from those universities, we will check our database, because we have more than 200-300 doctors who register every year for Australia, for UK, for USMLE and all that. We can help you. So book your one-to-one personalized consulting session today. The link is provided in the description box below. So thank you so much. All the very best to each one of you watching this video.